Good morning, guys. Hope you guys had a great night, great evening. So morning futures absolutely rip mode. Qs are almost near all-time highs. SPX up. Dow's also holding green. But the chart I have open today is not SPY, it's SPX. They're both the same thing. But just wanting to go over SPX today. Just one thing I'm going to say on this chart with some reports I've been reading, studying a little bit of gamma and whatnot. Maybe we'll do a session on it later on in a few weeks. But 4650 on SPX is a very must hold. If we take, this is as of this week, next week this number might change depending on other factors, but this is for today and tomorrow, okay? So if 4650 breaks to the downside, expect volatility, okay? And more downside. Unless they recover within that 5, 10, 15 minute frame, that's a different story. But mainly below this Thursday low. All right, mainly below this Thursday low. Above this, there's nothing but uptrend to the upside. Okay, that's all I'm gonna go over. On SPX, 4650 is a must hold. Anything above that is bullish. The market is in an uptrend. Anything below 4650, there will be people buying protection. Hedges will come in and whatnot. All right, then we'll go over when that number hits, if it does hit, right? But for now, we're near all-time highs. Just follow the flow. The market, the levels that it gives. But 4650 on SPX is a must hold. Qs, on NQ, if you look at the NQ, 1650, 16. So if we take out 16,499, we likely see a massive 16,449, yeah. 16,449 is a massive upside tech rally if we hold above. All right, there's a lot more upside left in the markets then. All right, I know this looks like a double top. I also think the market goes lower from here, but again, the levels don't lie. That's the truth. So as long as this is NQ, by the way, 16,449, right? The Nasdaq. But this is the Qs. Qs are near all-time highs. If we take up 400, I think we continue up to the upside. Today, do we give up gains or do we continue? I don't know. But as long as we hold above this yesterday's opening price, pretty much which was a 397 or 75. If we hold above around 397, I think we have a lot more to go. And today we might just squeeze. Who knows? Unless we fail at the all-time highs and we give up gains, that's a different story altogether. All right, so just play levels. Be careful with what you're buying. To go over some earnings, Nvidia absolutely crushed earnings. Crazy move pre-market. The technical said it might go lower, but it did not go lower. It just completely broke out again pre-market, right? Just crazy earnings. Their video gaming sector is very strong. Data center chips is very strong. A lot of upgrades, and the business just growing. Their demand is just high, right? So Nvidia, the only number that matters right here, I'll give you guys here is if it takes out 324 today, likely more upside. All right. I think it's near 324 pre-market, but 324 is the number. If we take out 324, and if Nvidia dips in the first few minutes and it takes out 324 on the rise, so if Nvidia does anything like this, like a U, if dips in the morning, anything like this, and then takes out 324, expect 330, 335, then more buying will go on in Nvidia. All right, but 324 is a key number on Nvidia. Baba. Now, one thing about Baba that you guys need to know, they missed earnings. Garbage action pre-market. The stock's absolutely dead as of now, right? 180 is far away, and 180 is where the investor confidence will come in. I mean, the stock is filling this gap right here from October 6th. They missed their earnings, they missed their revenues, but what made them miss their earnings and revenues is not their e-commerce business, okay? It's not the e-commerce business. It's because they declined in their equity investments with all these China crackdown that happened in the last 1 year. Their value in their equity investments that they hold across the board, they declined, and that's the reason they missed earnings per share and the revenue. These things you should know. So in the coming 2-3 quarters or the other quarters, the day we hear these comments for long-term investors that have patience, you know you're going to be trading the next year and the coming 5 years. Just know this: when there's an increase in their investments and then the e-commerce, there's going to be a huge spike in Baba. When does that come? I don't know, but just know these comments, write them down somewhere if you want. But for now, technically, we're simply filling the gap from October 6th, which is near 144.10, so I'll write that down. Gap near 144.10, and then we need 180. Until 180, I'm gonna set my alert on Baba. I'm probably not gonna play it. I'm not gonna try catching the bottom. 180 is investors' confidence. You can say, I keep saying this over and over. We are not getting that number. And then 220 is confirmation that, you know what, we're back in play. All right. Until then, Baba is a dead stock. My leaps, my worst loss ever, I think, in my life. Let's let's see if they come back next year. If they do come back. JD. Absolute monster. In the last 15-20 minutes, they just pre-market just took the highs. They beat their earnings per share. Big revenue growth, right? And I posted a little chart in the premium Discord. You guys can read through it. But JD just very impressive, just like Nvidia. And 88 is very hard. I think pre-market is trying to stay above 88. Is trying. If we hold above 88, I think JD might even see all-time highs in the coming weeks, right? And so JD is holding well. This is the only one stock from KWeb, PDD, the Chinese stocks that went down. JD is the one stock that actually made a base and held. It actually defended itself. It held, right? The numbers speak for itself. 88 plus hold on JD. We likely see towards 95 and then 100. But 88 plus hold will be hard. If we do hold above 88, that's a lot of strength. Don't forget, we do have some gap fills near 200 moving average and then near 72. Any Chinese crackdown, any other bad news, they can still spike here and then stay in this base for a long time. All right, so that's a possibility that can happen. So trade JD, don't fall in love with it. FSR, Fisker just saw some comments this morning. A lot of insider buying is going on in this name, right? And then Coin also upgraded the stock to 28 bucks, right? And a nice little strong base, a nice strong base since July, right? A nice little strong base. Just holding between these levels. If it continues holding about 2022, right now what I believe happened here on this on technicals, if we go over it, it broke out, right? It broke out right here, and now it's just retesting this resistance level right here, which is roughly 2019. And now if we take out 22 to the upside, so if we take out 22 plus, we likely have next number as 25. All right, so even if you catch the $2 trade here from 22.50 to 24.50, that's an amazing trade. Right, trading and investing, two different things we always teach you guys. So above 22 plus, I will set my alert, and then you keep a stop loss at maybe 2140, 2160, whatever it may be. Work your technicals, but towards 25, I see upside on Fisker. And then we have Macy's M, right? The most bullish comment that can be made on earnings. They raised their full year guidance, right? They beat their earnings, they beat their revenues, there's good growth, and then they're up nicely pre-market. They're already up nice pre-market, a huge move, I think. Right, and then the thing is that they've only been in an uptrend since last year. Okay, so the IV and options is high, but overall, we're approaching this zone right here. This zone right here. All right. And the pre-market highs, they're trading near 35, 36. There will be some volatility here. But what you could do on this is, instead of, this is just my own opinion, if this stock gets near $40, if it gets near 40, 38, maybe this week, next week, whenever it gets, on short term, you can probably sell some premium because the options will be expensive. You can collect some premium here, right? Something called bear spreads. To know what they are, there's a session in Premium Discord where we explain what bear spreads are, and you can collect some free money here, right, on this resistance right here, which is all the way here. The stock will probably go sideways here or flag or hold. So you can collect premium time decay on the option. That's one play which I see here. Because sometimes it's very hard to play this rip, right, and because there's a lot of choppy action, but if it gets to 30, like pre-market is strong, if it gets to 40, the options will be expensive. I would do bear spreads. All right, just it's a trade idea that I'm giving you guys here. Boeing, a strong move last few days, but then on Tuesday I think it sold off, and then yesterday we tried recovering. A lot of good news, more upgrades today. I posted, I think, was it JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley, which did a coverage on BA. They see more upside now, right? Before they were cautious, but now they, with the China Max and their views, they're more positive on it. But Boeing, if it takes our 232, next is 235, and then 250. All right, but there is a small gap fill here. So wait till the levels are confirmed and wait till they hold those levels. All right, or if it takes Monday's high, that just signals more strength, then you can probably catch it to the upside. So Bucky, you scalp this name the most. If you enter a position, I would love to see what you do on it. Apple, massive move yesterday, a lot of strength. Right, one of our box breakouts right here, from where it was struggling. It broke out yesterday, held the gains, gave some back, towards the end of the day. But on Apple, as long as we continue holding about 152.50-ish is the number. As long as we continue holding above 152.50-ish, I think we see higher. 155 is resistance. This area is resistance, so I don't expect Apple just to blast through. Maybe flag here for some time if the tech is strong, if it really rallies, and then we see a nice little move to the upside. And if you're playing Apple to the upside, I would buy some time on it. All right, I would buy some time on Apple if you're playing it to the upside. Technicals look good. Nasdaq looks good. Tech looks like it wants to rally more. I know we are at all-time highs, but we're going up. I mean, simple as that. So unless the downside levels are broken, then that's when I'll be bearish. But for now, we're going up. Taiwan semiconductors, Nvidia strong, AMD, LRCX, all these chip names are nicely up pre-market. This is stuck in this base. I bought some March calls, right? Put a little position in it, because if we do take out the 122, 125, the move will be massive and we can get paid on our options, right? The only thing is the Taiwan, China news, right? As long as we don't hear any negativity from there, I think TSM, if we can take out 120, 122, I see 125 and then 130 and so on. All right, semis are really strong. They're in play, and just hold about 200-day DMA. If the 200-day day moving average breaks, then I may just exit my calls at break even. All right, because they won't lose that much value. Amazon, pick of the year from JPM yesterday, Goldman Sachs, sorry, we already know, is gapping up pre-market. Today will be the highest opening price. On this gap of the things that you want to note every day, today the opening price will be the highest since when? Since in July. All right, so the opening price is the highest rate. Do we continue holding it? Do we hold yesterday's low and then rip through 36? If we do, bingo. But if we don't rush in. Amazon premium to the call side are more expensive due to the gamma reports, right? So that's another thing that you guys need to know. So just be careful with this. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. With Amazon, be careful. Don't get stuck here holding calls, because it's just gonna take one little red candle and those calls will be down more than 50%. I know we play Amazon a lot, but to play Amazon, you have to be very, very disciplined. Trust me. Don't try catching it here. Take some tips from Platinum Stacks, maybe myself. 3580, if we break to the upside, 3600 we hold, then yes, with a stop loss, you can try playing it to the upside. All right. MasterCard, consumer spending is up, right? November I posted in pre-market, so I read the report. Consumer spending is up 23% from 2 years ago, which is bullish obviously, and based on credit cards. If MasterCard, the only number I can give you guys here is a solid, right here, solid 365 hold. We see much higher on MasterCard. All right, so before I was a little worried here, but it recovered quickly. But 365 hold plus on MasterCard, we see much higher. And other than that, guys, it's 9:13 only, so I'm done with my tickers that I wanted to cover. If you have some tickers, you guys can type them in. I can go over them. Tilray, nice little flag. It's just holding the levels. I just want to see this hold above 1250 or close above 1250 this week. That's all I want, right? Because even if we flag here for 1-2 weeks and then we get the move to the upside, some more news come out, I think we might see a move towards 16. So this is a patience play. I scaled out a little bit of my profits from my June calls, and now I'm waiting. Maybe it takes the highs again, then I'll scale out more from Tilray, right? So keep that in mind. LB, I already went over Apple. LRCX is another name I like, so I'll go over this. So if we take over this right here, 640 hold. So LRCX, you can try jumping in early if you want, but I would wait for my levels. 640 hold. Personally, I'm waiting for 680. So if it takes out 680, that's when I'll probably play to the upside, right? 680ish on LRCX. So basically all-time highs in short words, right? So if it takes out 680 or 675 with force, I will play this to the upside. All right. This was a move before 615 hold that we see 675. So that was around here, 615 somewhere here, and then we did break out from here, right? So that trade I missed. I was focused on other things. T, anything that you want to cover? DPRO, I was reading something. I think they signed a contract with someone today. I think they're up a little pre-market. Just keep an eye on this equity name, guys, because on equity you can make some good gains. It says support level. This is where it reversed from last time. So just keep an eye on it if you want to play with a tight stop loss. A tight stop loss, even if you catch the 50-cent move to the upside, that's a lot of gains on equity alone. All right. So a DPRO, another name that you can keep an eye on, right? But with this, tight stop loss is must. All right, a tight stop loss. Airbnb from LB. Airbnb, guys, is simple, right? If it retests near 182.84, right, and takes, so this was actually the other day. So there's a gap all the way towards 180, right, over 178. There is a gap. There is a lot of resistance here, right? There's a lot of resistance, right? As you guys can see, we can be very choppy here. But for Airbnb, is simple. I'll just say, give you guys a number that which I think is that you guys need to take out. On Airbnb is 215 must hold. We see all-time highs. For me to play Airbnb, I will wait until 215. 215 must hold, or I will take a slight chance at this level right here. A breakout from the prior breakout retest. If it retests right here, 179, I'll try catching a $10 move to here. Okay, so it'll do something like this, and then from here I'll take that $10 trade. All right, here. But in between, I will not play it. It's very choppy unless you have some insider news, whatever it may be. You've looked at some fundamentals maybe or something that you may know of. Then yes, but 215 or 178ish, 179, 178. All right. MicroStrategy, MSTR, is all Bitcoin. I think it's just retesting here, and if we see strength back in crypto, we likely see much higher. This is actually a buy point here, to be honest. 750. This is a buy point for some spread if you believe in crypto. Right, I was gonna make a little higher low and then rip to the upside. All right. So MSTR here is retesting this breakout right here, and now we just need to hold above this 750. So if MSTR takes 780, if it takes out 785ish, we likely see much higher again. Obviously combined with crypto strength. Thank you guys so much. God bless. Manage your accounts. Last few days have been quiet. We're just protecting our gains. We made a lot of trades last 3-4 months. Absolutely killed it, nailed it. A lot of you guys grew your portfolios. But one thing that we repeat over and over, protecting gains is a whole different skill set, right? Sitting on cash is a skill on its own. It's something that takes a long time to learn, right? Some learn it, some are smart, some are born with it, some learn it by practically learning it by giving up their gains, okay? So protect your gains, take it easy, go small, play the levels, do confirmed trades. See you guys back in the chat. Rav, Pfizer, very strong. I bought spreads. I took out some profits at 133%. I think this was a nice little retest basis. We're back above. A highest close yesterday, signaling strength. And I think we continue higher now. We simply just go in a nice little uptrend. Right here, I'll go on a line chart. Sometimes it's better not to look at the candles. I just see something like this, a nice little line chart. That's what I see. That's what I see. Towards 55, okay? And we're up huge on our calls. Just manage. See you guys.